Welcome back, eSIM Studios. You know what time it is.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my
Yeah.
space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
All right, and we are back. Let me get some music on real quick. What we are going to do is we are going to host a daily tech news podcast and/or show here on YouTube. Sorry, and I'm going to hit on. It's basically going to be probably maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 at the most. Just getting your daily tech news. So I try to do it probably in the afternoons. It's a little late for today's release, but I was busy today. But just enough to let you know what's going on in the technology world. We're going to cover everything technology. So now I'm going to probably focus on Android stuff, but it will encompass iPhone, Apple, laptops, basically anything mobile. But over here at eSIM Studios, we're heavy Pixel and Samsung users. So that's going to be the thumbnail. I think I'm going to keep it every day, and I'll have the episode at the very top. So let me screen share some stuff. We'll get into the news. Real quick before we do, I want to let you know. Hair's messed up. I want to let you know that um, we do have our giveaway. I know I've been noticing a lot of tech channels. Well, basically every tech channel. They rarely run giveaways. I'm gonna do at least a monthly giveaway. I have the giveaway website set up, I'm gonna put a link not only in this description box on our tech news daily or daily tech news, but I'm also going to put the link where you can sign up and enter the monthly giveaway. I'll put it in every description box. I'll just copy and paste it in every one. So if you want to enter, you don't have to go and find the certain episode it was listed in. I'll just post it on every single one. Now, I'm going to definitely do once a month. However, I might do like one every 2 weeks. I have this one running until the end of the month, so that's about 2 weeks or 10 days. I might do one every 2 weeks. I don't know, but at the very least, we'll do one a month. I have a Apple AirTag that we are giving away this month, and if you want to sign up for that, simply go to our description box and hit the link. And it's easy. All you got to do to enter is be a subscriber to our YouTube channel. And what else do we have? I believe that's it. Just subscribe to our channel, and then you need to let me turn that down. And then you need to hit the link and simply sign up. Very easy. Free shipping. You don't have to pay for it. I'll do it. I believe it's just your name and your email address. And if you're the winner, I'll reach out to you via email and get your shipping address or wherever you want to ship it to. You can ship it to yourself, your mom, your sister, whoever. I think I have like 3 or 4 of them in stock, and it'll be different every month. But I'm just trying to get rid of these. So instead of selling them, I thought, why don't we just run giveaways on the channel to give you the subscriber something to look forward to, and just trying to give back to the viewers. And it'll be probably something technology based. I don't know. When I run out of AirTags, I'll probably find something to give away. Probably I was thinking probably up next we'll do like maybe some Bluetooth earbuds, something like that. So subscribe to the channel and click on the link to enter the giveaway. Now let's get into some of the news here. Let me share the screen. Now, it's very interesting. Now let me see if this is viewable. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay. I had it too small on the last one. So with the release of the OnePlus Open, very interesting device. It's getting a ton of praise in the tech world, and it's it looks like a phenomenal device. Now, it looks like not only with the Pixel Fold, but it looks like its competitor is more geared obviously to any fold, but specifically the Z Fold 5. It's got basically the same specs. It has the same processor. It has the same amount of RAM. UFS 4.0 storage. Now, the one thing it does not have is wireless charging, which is interesting. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 does. Um, it's been getting a ton of praise. Now, when this originally leaked, it had a different um, camera setup on the back. I definitely do not like this big round one. I think it looks weird, and they do have like a leather feel back built in, which I don't like. But it's been getting a lot of praises, and for specifically this one thing, the outer display. I don't like the foldables like this. I like the clamshell, like the Z Flip series, where it opens like this, like alligator mouth. The ones that open up like a book, they're just too big, too clunky for me. This one does not support a stylist. No stylist support. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 does. And I don't believe the Pixel Fold does either. You can use your existing S Pen if you have a Samsung Note or Galaxy Ultra, or you can use the S Pen Pro, which you can buy separately. But the reason why I do like this one and why it's getting a lot of praise is the usability when it's closed. The basically how I want a foldable, and one of the reasons why I have not purchased one is because of the weird usability. And I say weird because when you close it and you're using the outside shell, the outside display, um, not on this one, on the Samsung or the Pixel Fold, the outside display is like real small, or on the Pixel Fold, it's real small. On the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, it's like real tall and slender, which is not like a phone. I want a if I'm going to use a foldable like this, I want it to look like a phone and feel like a phone in my hand, and then you just simply open it up. This one does it. This one hits on that exact same design, and I think this is why they're getting good reviews. It's a perfect size phone, as you can tell, when it's closed, and then it just simply opens up into basically a tablet device. But getting a ton of good reviews. It has a very, very high front display. Both the outer display like a phone and the inner display like a tablet both get the 2800 nits brightness, and it's got the new LTPO OLED panels on it, which dips down to 1 hertz, as you can tell. Now, I think OnePlus put the pressure on Samsung with this one. I think this is a cool device. Now, I don't know if any of you out there have used OnePlus devices. I stopped using them. They used to be my favorite, right up there. One of my favorite phone manufacturers. It was Pixel, Samsung, and OnePlus. OnePlus has gone away simply because they've geared more towards. When they first came out, it was like a custom ROM. Now it's more, gimmick, not gimmicky, but it's just generic looking operating system. Kind of, some people say they want to copycat Samsung One UI, but it got less away from. It got more away from the customization custom ROM look and feel to a more manufactured look and feel of the operating system. I think they're not going to sell a lot of these. For one reason, it's like 17 or 1800 bucks, right? That's a lot of money. Second of all, is that you can't go and buy this at a carrier. Does T-Mobile carry this? I didn't even think about that. I don't think they do. I think you have to buy it on OnePlus's website. Hang on, let's find out right now. OnePlus. Oh, I want to say OnePlus Fold. OnePlus Open T-Mobile. Let's see. Is T-Mobile going to offer their? I chatted with a rep this afternoon and they confirmed that they will not. Okay, they're not going to sell many of these at all. Why? Because the majority of phone sales in the United States is through a carrier. Um, Over 90%, over 9 out of 10 people, basically, I would say 95 out of 100. Yeah, probably 95 out of 100 will go into an AT&T, will go into a T-Mobile, buy or get a new phone and just basically finance it on their plan through the 24 months, 36 months. If no carrier in the US is going to offer this, they're not going to sell, but I don't know. I would guess probably 100,000 of them, maybe. Something like that. And this person who wrote this article saying OnePlus Open review, they like it so much. They're like, yo, what's up, Samsung? Are you going to make these changes that this one has to make it look and feel more better? Because the Pixel Fold is short and stocky. It's it's short and it's wide. Kind of like the Oppo or the Infind, where, yeah, Infind. I think that's the name of it. Whatever. It's not even sold here, but so the Pixel Fold is too short and stocky. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 is too tall and slender. This one's perfect size. I think they nailed it on the size. If you could have this minus the camera bar and minus the OnePlus name, and if it had a basically, if Samsung copied this design as far as the dimensions, I think they would nail it. Um, Interesting enough, this one does have a hole punch here selfie camera. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 does not have a selfie camera in there. It's an under display camera. So I don't think they're going to sell many of these, although it is a good device and getting some attention. You're not going to hear much of it after this week. It's just, it'll be gone into oblivion. Now, speaking of Samsung, Samsung aims to sell 20 million foldables in 2024. That would double this year's shipments in the folding hardware space. Is this possible for Samsung to sell 20 million foldables? Yes. If you would have asked me that a year ago or 18 months ago, I would have, or even 2 years ago, I would have said you're crazy. Now, the Z Flip 5 is a fantastic device. They nailed it on this one. The previous versions, one they had screen displays. You've had battery port. The worst battery life I've ever gotten on any phone was on the Galaxy Z Flip 3. So that was an issue. Cameras are gotten a little better. Next year, I have some insider information. Next year on the Z Flip 6, they're putting the 50 megapixel camera that comes on the Samsung Galaxy S23 series. It's on the S23, S23 Plus, and S23 Ultra as their second camera. On the previous two, the S23 and S23 Plus, that's their main camera. The Z Flip 6 is going to carry that 50 megapixel camera as their main sensor. Now they have like a 12 megapixel camera. They've been using the same one for like the last 3 years. Not really sure why they do that. Well, actually, I know why they do that, because they want to save it for the next year. That's the one weak point on the Flip series are the cameras, and they've gotten a lot better over the years, because they've had that same 12 megapixel sensor in that device for like the last 3 years. So I think they've maxed it out. So definitely on the Z Flip 6, it's going to make it a even better device. So I do think they can sell 20 million foldables. The Fold series, although did not upgrade much this year from the Z Fold 4 last year to the Z Fold 5 this year, you're going to see some improvements. I think they are going to change the design on it. The Fold 4 to the Fold 5, like I said, basically same dimensions. I think Samsung, that's like one of the number one complaints on the Fold series is how skinny that outer display is. It's just too tall and slender. You need it to feel like a regular phone when it's folded in, when it's folded closed in your hand. And now it's just too, it's just, it's just too, it needs to be like a phone, and then you fold it open to a tablet. Right now, you can tell it's just too weird. But if they do that, if they do those two things, those two main changes that are on the top of everybody's dislikes, they can definitely do it. I definitely see this in the future. Look, this is going to be Apple's designing a foldable iPad. If you watched our previous videos, there that's in development. Foldables are the future. Samsung is ahead of everyone in the game, and they've been doing it for years. So, if anybody can do it, I would say Samsung. If you asked me of any other company, I would say no, definitely not. But Samsung, yes. So I do think that is achievable for Samsung. Now, speaking of the future in Samsung, the Samsung Galaxy S24 news, leaks, rumors, prices, and release date. Now, again, if you've subscribed to our channel, they are changing the release date for these. They're actually bumping this Samsung Galaxy series. They normally release it in February of every year, and they've been on that schedule for years. I can't even remember the last time that it was different. They're actually changing it this year. This year, they're moving it forward. So they're bumping it closer to where we are right now. They're going to release it earlier in January instead of February. The reasons, I think there's a mixed bag of reasons. I think they want to get on a fiscal year cycle as far as the release dates and the numbers and everything on here. And it just brings it closer to the release date for the holidays, for Christmas time, and it brings it closer to the release date to the Google Pixel series, and then as well as the Apple iPhone series, which is in September, Pixels in October, and Samsung would be just a few months later in January. I do think that's a very smart move, and that's one that I would have done. Now, you should know these by now. If you're a viewer of the channel, I've gone over these before. This just puts everything, since we are getting closer, and that is the next big release. We had iPhone just pass, and Pixel obviously just rolled around last week. And now the next one everybody has their eyes on is this one right here. It says with a mid January announcement. Okay, going on sale late February. So they're going to announce it in January. They used to only announce that in February. Now the design is going to change. It's going to look like an iPhone, which was slowly getting there anyways, which is cool. I like that squared off look. Now the cameras are going to be the same as they are now. It's just going to be squared off instead of rounded on the edges. All these are getting upgrades. The batteries are getting upgrades. The obviously the processor is getting upgrades. The UFS storage is getting upgrades on all across the board on all three devices, especially the smaller two. New batteries, bigger, brighter, better displays. They're getting the smaller ones are getting LTPO. That was not available on the S23 series, and excuse me, on the S23 and S23 Plus. Only on the S23 Ultra was the LTPO. Now they're all going to bump down to 1 hertz, which is going to be huge battery saver. So you should see the battery life shoot way up with this new processor. It's more efficient, better displays, bigger batteries. So in new design, and it looks to be a home run. I know they're going to catch a lot of heat. Oh, it looks just like an iPhone. Blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Oh, and the S24 Ultra is like iPhone is going to be have a a titanium frame, but a flat display. So no more curvatures on these displays. Thank you, Jesus. I can't stand curved displays anymore. It was cool when they came out a long time ago, but I'm so sick of them that it makes all the difference in the world for this phone. Having a flat display on here, literally night and day. I love to use this phone. I love to hold it in my hand with no case. Goes on and on and on. Okay. we have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It's going to have 12 gigs of RAM for the Ultra. And let's see, not yet sure on the smaller series if they're using Exynos. They're not using them here. It would be Exynos in the rest of the world, not in the US. Let's see. Here is the S24 Ultra. It's hard to tell, but it will have a flat. Now, they're keeping the square design, keeping the water drop sensors on the back, but it will be a flat display. You can sort of tell in there. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. There's another good look at it. That's a little better picture of a flat display. I love it because you'll be able to put a glass screen protector on there. And what is this? The plus or the regular? I believe this is the regular here, as you can tell. Look, squared off design, squared off edges. Everything looks nice. Now that's the S23, but I think they're just using that as an example. Oh, and they are also getting a bump in charging. Thank you. It will be 45 watts, and it will be running one. Now you can tell in here. See, this is the S23. It's a little rounded. I'm sorry. The sides are a little rounded right here. Um, so this year they will be squared off, and I'm not sure if they are 200 megapixel primary camera. Let's see. Any other upgrades? New ISO cell. It looks to be a very, very nice device. Now, the S23 sold a ton. I'm talking about all the devices sold a ton. I think they blew away their sales from the S22 series. The S22 moving from the S21. So when the S21, if you go back a couple years, jumping to the S22, they did not hit their sales projections, and they did not sell as many as they thought. So moving in when with the S22 moving into the S23 series, Samsung really didn't know what to expect. They knew they were going to sell, but with the drop off for going from the S21 to the S22, moving from the S22 to the S23, they blew past their projections for the sales of this device worldwide, and it was a huge, huge hit. It's a very, very nice phone. I've had the smaller 23, and I'm recording on the Ultra, and they are phenomenal devices. Now, one thing they have to consider, and I'm sure they have the numbers, but going back to carriers upgrading, I wonder if they know the percentage of people that are gearing towards their 2-year upgrade cycle. I upgrade every year, but I know the majority of people only upgrade every 2 years. So if they had a huge jump moving from S21 to S22, uh, excuse me, if they had a minimal jump moving from S21 to S22, but a huge jump from S22 to S23, what is it going to be like going forward with the S24? Because you're jumping every 2 years, right? If they have huge sales every 2 years, that means the majority of Americans or people that do upgrade are uh, are upgrade eligible, meaning they've used their current device for 24 months. So we'll have to wait and see where this goes. Now, S23 series is very, very close to getting Android 14. It looks like it will be out later this year. It will come out before the end of the year. I believe it was in last year was November or December. Every At the end of every year before their new series, their S series comes out, they upgrade all their devices to the new Android version. As you know, Android 14 was released for Pixel devices, public build. Now, Samsung has had this beta for a long time, so they should be. What sounds like they're obviously almost there for the public release of Android 14 for all their Galaxy devices. The premium devices are getting it first. So if you have an S23, S23 Plus, or S23 Ultra, you can expect that update, I guess, next month. Now that I think about it, so we're only probably 4 weeks away. I'm assuming, before we start getting Android 14. And then the older your device is, then you'll get it later, right? So the S23 series first, then they'll probably do S22 series, S21, whatever, you get it, S20, Note 20, stuff like that. And then the A series, I think, comes after the first of the year. But their biggest and best devices get it first, which is the way it should be. You spend more money on them, so you should get the updates faster. Um, Little more Galaxy news, real quick before we get out of here. The Samsung is readying and or getting to release a cloud gaming service and or cloud gaming machines, right? Their new Sams, I think they're going to release this with the S24 series. It's basically going to be like, remember how Google Stadia was, or Amazon's cloud gaming service? Well, Samsung's basically going to do the same thing where they'll have a, I don't know, I'm assuming a subscription service, and you can download it'll be an app that you can download on the Play Store or the Galaxy App Store. And I don't know the titles. I don't know who they have signed up for this cloud gaming service. Now, that's a little risky. As you know, Google tried it. Actually, I think tried it twice and failed both. Obviously, Stadia being the most recent. But I think this is a good idea, but I'm not sure. I'm not a gamer. We'll have to see how this plays out. I think most people are already set in, the people that do play games, with their current cloud gaming service. Um, Now they'll probably have to pull future generations, and I believe it will probably be bigger outside the US, to be honest with you. Because like I said, most people in those age ranges that do play games, um, are pretty set in on what devices they're using them on, or cloud gaming services that they have them on. And obviously, it'll depend on the titles that they have, right? If you can get the good named games, you should have, a decent shot. But that will roll out with the S24 series. Google Messages. We're moving on to Google Android Pixel news. True multi-device support is taking shape. If you know, like me, if you use your phone, your Android phone or Pixel, with a laptop, more specifically a Windows PC, and you want to try and you want to message somebody, use your actual computer, you can pair your phone to the computer with a QR code, scan it, and then you'll have a app on Windows that's your messages app. You can send messages just like on your phone through your computer and or Windows laptop. Photos, emojis, everything. It's synced up. As soon as you get a message, boom, it's right there. I mean, it's really, 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 really cool. But if you have multiple devices or you have a home computer and a work computer, it is a major pain in the ass, because it will not allow you. Well, you'd have to disconnect from one and then manually sign in to the other. So if you're doing this every day, it's a pain in the ass. It looks like they're getting ready to implement multi-device support. So you won't have to sign out and sign in on your computer every single time, on a different computer every single time. You'll be able to boom message on this one and then boom message on that one. Now, I'm sure you'll have to, how it tells what computer you're on or which computer you want to send it on. I think it'll know by which one you've been communicating it on with, via Bluetooth. But this is a huge, because I do mine on Chromebook and a Windows laptop, and it is a hassle signing in, pairing, linking, signing out, pairing, linking, sending. It's a big pain in the ass. So I'm glad I saw this. It's probably affects a niche amount of people, but I'm one of those people. So this is good news if you use Google Messages with your Chromebook and or Windows device. I don't know, I'm assuming you can do it with a MacBook as well. I've never tried. I've never had a MacBook, so I'm not sure. But I did want to sneak this in there for those of you that, run across this issue. It is a big sigh of relief. The Pixel 8 Pro does not support wireless charging 2.0, bummer for some, for others, not. And I just realized that I was not sharing the pages. I do apologize. This is my first news stream, so I'll make sure in the past that you look at all this. Look at all these that I missed. I got the Google messages here. I got the wow. I totally skipped on that. I got the Galaxy devices cloud gaming service, and I skipped on the Android 14, and I missed on the S24 series. I'm an idiot. I apologize. Next time, I'll make sure I don't screw that up because you're supposed to be seeing this with me, right? As I explain it, and I just continued on. I changed tabs, and I never hit share this tab. So, anyways, it does not. It Google Pixel 8 does not support wireless charging 2.0. It only supports wireless charging 1.0, which we've been on for like 15 years. Yes, there is a new wireless standard, wireless charging 2.0. I can guarantee you, Samsung Galaxy S24 will support wireless charging 2.0. Now, what are some of the benefits of 2.0 over 1.0? It was just released, so it's not like it's been out for a year. I think it was just released, I think, or announced a few months ago. So not a lot of devices support it. I know the iPhone does not. S23, I don't think it does, but the Pixel 8 Pro does not. Now I think it basically doubles the not your charging speed, but the wireless charging power. I think it. Let's see if it says here. Let's see. Pixel 8 Pro offers wireless charging speed of 12 watts. Let's see, 20 watts. Huh, it doesn't say. I think what the deal is, wireless charging, I believe, goes up 1.0 goes up to 15 watts. And I think what wireless charging standard 2.0 goes up to, I want to say 20 or 25. So basically bumps up the charging speed of wireless charging, and I would hope it keeps the heat generation down, because as you know in one of my previous videos, wireless charging um, can heat up your device and can get things pretty hot. So looking forward to see where this wireless charging 2.0 goes. But if you're a new Pixel 8 owner, does not support it. So boohoo. But I don't normally use wireless chargers, so it's no big deal to me. And I'm sharing the tab now. Pixel 8a. I know people that just got their Pixel 8s and the Pixel 8 Pros are blown away by the device. And yes, we have another one to look forward to. If you don't know, Google releases their A series 6 months, and then the Pro series, and then the regular series. The next series comes out 6 months later, and then the A series. So every 6 months, Google is releasing a device or a series. Now, I don't know where this is going to go in the future. The 8A was initially it's a series, a mid-range series. And they've had it ever since I think the 4A, 3A, 3A. And it looked like this year, well, not look like, they did. They scratched it off of their list. But apparently just a couple months ago, we got news they're bringing it back. Now, future roadmaps, I don't believe they're going to keep this. I think this might be the very, very last A series we get, just because they're kind of changing and molding how what devices they're going to release in the future. They're always going to have the Pro, like the 8 Pro. They're always going to have a smaller one like the 8, but they want to keep a mid-range in there. But I think in the future they're just going to release them all three devices at one time instead of having this stupid 6 month cycle. And I don't think they'll call it the A. Or maybe they might call it the A. I'm just not sure. But it's always behind 6 months. So not sure what they want to do with that moving forward. However, it's really not that big of a surprise if you know what the last previous few A series look like. Basically, look like a carbon copy of the bigger sibling, just with cheaper specs. And this is exactly what this looks like. It looks like a Pixel 8, and it will have lesser specs. Now, just because it has lesser specs by any means make it a bad or crappy device. I've had plenty of A series devices, and the only one I did not like was the 6A, but the 7A is a freaking awesome phone. They are now starting to put decent specs in it to where you can use it. I could use one every day if I had to. So they've just now started to put 8 gigs of RAM in there, which it desperately needed. Faster refresh rates on the screens. Cameras are actually really, really, really good. It's basically a Pixel for half the price. So this is a very, very popular phone, the A series. We actually upgraded my parents and my grandfather to a series device, and they love them. So I don't think they should get rid of them. I just think they need to release them all at once. Maybe, I don't know. It's up to them. Whatever. But this is what it'll look like. It's basically going to have the same specs as the previous year. It's going to have the 90 hertz refresh rate. It will have a damn, why did I lose my train of thought? It will have a 1080p plus display, AMOLED display. One thing we don't know is like how big the screen size is going to be. Now the 8, they bumped it down to like a 6.1 or 6 inch screen. I don't know. Do we have dimensions? Measures in at 152 by 72 by 8.9, which would make it essentially identical to the 7A. Okay, so if you have a Pixel 7A, um, it's going to be basically the same size. So this is a home run. This is their number one seller, I believe, worldwide. Um, it's a extremely popular device, and I was shocked that they were going to discontinue it, and I was very happy to hear the news they were bringing it back. I just hope they continue it because it is a very, very good device to get. I love these. I love these A series phones. They are awesome, especially if you don't want to spend. Look, they start at what, 499. This one's double the price. Some people don't need a super high performing phone, and this one, the A series, basically performs right up there. I mean, obviously it's not going to benchmark the same, but if you don't play games, you're not going to know the difference. um so basically, if I can remember to share pages next time, the stream would have been a lot smoother. But I'm gonna let y'all go over on my time. But I do appreciate you joining us for the live stream. Again, this is eSIM Studios Daily Tech News. I'm gonna get this going. Try to do a daily tech news, whether if it's just one story and it's 10 minutes, then it's one story or 10 minutes. If I got a ton of stories, it'll be 30 minutes. So I will try to release this daily, and I do appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget about the giveaway. See the link in the description box. Peace out.